Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. 10 huge Emmerdale spoilers for next week. Next week on Emmerdale, Tom slips up as he tries to get rid of crucial evidence which could count against him in court. Elsewhere, Billy's big secret is revealed as he turns to Mac for support. And Kim considers giving Will another chance. Here's our full guide to 10 big moments coming up. You can also see the storylines in more detail in our collection of 21 spoiler pictures from the episodes. Tom's tablet computer is in Isaac's possession, but he needs it back to delete some incriminating photos, which could be used against him by Belle in court. Tom gets a moment alone with Isaac, who tells him where the spare key is hidden so he can retrieve the tablet from Butler's farm himself. Tom sneaks in, but is forced to hide when Maddie walks in. Belle asks Moira if she has remembered anything about a mysterious voicemail message that she'd left for her, relating to her ongoing battle with Tom. Moira had seen incriminating images on the tablet computer, but later forgot about it following a seizure. Belle is dismayed when Moira still doesn't recall anything about it. Her sense of unease grows when Tom boasts that he's certain to win when they face off in court. Tom thinks that he's home alone at Jimmy and Nicola's place, so he starts to smash the tablet computer up to destroy the evidence. Carl watches Tom from afar and sees what he's up to. Has Tom made a big mistake? Amelia tries to ease recent tensions with the Dingles by giving Sam a photograph of Esther, which he can pass on to Samson in prison. Amelia returns to the tricky topic of Tom, wanting to convince Lydia that she's wrong about him. As Lydia stands her ground, can she convince Amelia of what Tom is really like? Billy asks Mac to help him find a cheap car to buy, but Mac is suspicious over how Billy can afford it when he's barely working while Evan is unwell. With Evan due to return home from the hospital for the first time in weeks, Dawn is later annoyed when Billy goes AWOL on such an important day. The reasons become clear when a desperate Billy turns up on Mac's doorstep, battered and bruised. He refuses to go to the hospital as he fears that it would spark unwanted questions, so Mac and John are forced to step in and treat him instead. Billy admits that he has been taking part in unlicensed boxing matches to bring in some much-needed cash for his family. Will he ever tell Dawn what he's doing? Laurel remains in shock following Arthur's lies about having sex with John. As Laurel is struggling to get any sense out of her son, Nicola steps in and manages to coax a confession from him. Well-meaning Nicola offers Arthur some advice and encourages him to reconcile with Laurel. But her efforts backfire when Laurel accuses her of interfering. Just when things were looking more positive, could Laurel send them back to square one? Will feels guilty after putting pressure on Jimmy to sell his shares in the haulage business. He invites Jimmy around to Home Farm for a few drinks, promising no business talk for the evening. Jimmy enjoys spending time with Will, but Kim interrupts and complains about the state of the living room. Kim gets dressed up for a date with her new love interest, her financial advisor, Peter. Jimmy witnesses the awkwardness between Kim and Will, while Kim is pleased to have rattled her estranged husband. When Kim and Peter continue to twist the knife, Will snaps and punches Peter to the floor. Kim spends some time mulling over recent events. When Lydia approaches to check on her, Kim admits that making Will suffer hasn't been as enjoyable as she'd expected. Lydia speculates that Kim and Will still love each other, but when Carrie sees Will in a low mood, will she unwittingly cause problems for Kim's plans to make amends? Jai continues to struggle with Laurel's decision to move on from their marriage. He starts a row with Charles in the village, while Manpreet also has some harsh words for Charles when she witnesses the argument. Later, Charles tells Laurel about his clash with Jai and leaves her disappointed by insisting that it's time for them to go their separate ways again.